Hi, in this video lecture, we're going to solve a very commonly asked interview questions related to the strings and the data structure stack. The question is, given the string of multi-words, you need to print the words from last to first. That is, you need to print the last word first, second last word second, third last word third. So the output of this particular given input should be the last word, which will be Sikandar, followed by second last word, which is with, followed by third last word, this program. This particular problem can be solved in multiple ways. One, using a data structure stack. The other one is without using a data structure stack. So first I'll try to solve the same problem without using a stack data structure. And later on, I'll try to solve the same problem using a stack data structure. So let me try to capture this data into a variable called as data. After that, I would like to split this string of multiple words into a list of strings where each entry of the list will be one word. So for that, I need to use data.split, and you can capture that into a variable called as words. And after that, if you want to traverse word by word, you can use for, you can use any variable name here. I'd like to call it as word in words, and I can try to print word. This particular code snippet will try to print the words from first to last. That is, programming will be printed first, followed by with, followed by Sikandar. But this is not something what we wanted. We wanted to print the last word first. So if you want to print the last word first, so in that particular case, there is a use of reverse function, which is provided by Python. You just need to pass a list for that, and it's going to reverse the elements of the list. Okay. And one more observation is, it was printing each word in a new line, but I don't want to print each word in a new line. I'd like to print all the words in the same line. So for that, I can take the help of end parameter equal to. By default, it will be a new line, but I don't want a new line. I would like to just have a space. So now I'd like to run this and demonstrate that first time, yes, we have a string and the name is data. And second line is going to split that into a list of words. And after that, when I try to traverse, you can just see the first iteration, I'm getting the last word. Second iteration, I'm getting the second last word. Third iteration, I'm getting the first word. You should not get confused telling that, okay, we're just swapping the first and the third word. No, we can work with multi-words. Programming Sikandar lives in the capital city of Karnataka. What is the capital city of Karnataka? It's a question for you guys. Okay, so you can just see Karnataka is the first word, then of capital D in leave Sikandar with programming. Fine. Okay, so we tried to solve this particular problem in a very simple way in Python. But as I said, like many times, interviewers might not give an option of Python, or they might tell you that, no, you have to use a data structure stack. So let us try to solve the same problem using data structure stack, not in this particular fashion. The code might be a little bit lengthier, but yes, we will try to use the stack data structure in that particular case. So the logic for that is, you need to start traversing the string from last character towards the first character. Okay. And when you encounter a non-space, you need to put that into a stack. And when you encounter a space, you should pop out all the elements from the stack. And this you should keep repeating till you reach the beginning of the string. Now, for example, when you start traversing it from last to first, so first you get R, and then you put that into a stack, then you get E, you put that into a stack, then D, then N, then E, then K, right? Then I, then S. After that, you encountered a space and when you encounter a space, you should pop out not one element, all the elements. So when you pop out from a stack, the first character to be popped out will be yes, this will be out. Now this I will be deleted and it will be placed here. Same way, K will be deleted and placed here. E will be popped out, it will be placed here. Then N will be placed here. Then T will be popped out and placed here. The same way here. But we should not stop after the first word. Then we should continue. We have to put H into the stack. We need to put T into the stack. Then I into the stack. Then W into the stack. Okay. And again, when you encounter a space, you need to repeat the same operation. Pop out W and then put it out here. And I, then T, then H. So we got this. Let's try to, okay, go ahead and try to implement this. So first, I need to create a variable which will act as a stack, because Python does not provide me any stack data structure. We'll be using a list itself as a stack. Remember, we will only be inserting and deleting from only one end. We can perform insert rare and delete rare, which is we can take the help of append and pop of -1, or we can also take the help of inserting at the beginning, like insert of 0, right, and pop of 0. So in that particular, both the cases, inserting at the last is much easier and faster in list when compared to inserting at the front. Okay. So I'll try to use a stack out here as a list. After that, I need to get the index of the last character. So what will be the index of the last character? See, the indexing begins with 0. If there are n number of characters, the index of the last character will be n-1. So how do I get to know how many characters are present in this? I can take the help of data function. That will give me the number of characters in that. If I just try to write this, I will be not having the index of the last, but one above that. Like for example, if I just consider a simple data like WTH, the length of this will be 4, but the index of this will be like 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. When I say 4, it is 1 greater when compared to the length of the string. So for that purpose, I'll just try to say that I will be the length of data -1. After that, since we are traversing the reverse order, so we need to repeat as long as I value is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. Now, I need to check out if it is a space or not. So I can just check out data of I, or I'll try to capture this into a variable called as C equal to data of I. It'll help us in better debugging. After that, I'll just check out if C is not equal to space, then I need to put that into a stack. So I'll say stack.append. I'll be passing on this character C. Okay. But what should I do if it is a space? If it is a space, I need to pop out all the elements from the stack. So to pop out all the elements from the stack, I'll try to take the help of while loop. And till when should I repeat? I should repeat as long as stack is not empty. How do I get to know the stack is empty or not? We can take the help of length function, and when the stack is empty or when the list is empty, the length will be 0, right? So here I would like to keep popping the elements. So I need to pop out last character or last element from the list. So it's -1 here. And remember, if you don't pass the index by default also, it is -1. So I'll not be passing this. Okay. And yes, our print function will by default print a new line. I don't want to print a new line after every character. I'd like to just say, don't put any space or a new line, right? Okay. This is something what I'd like to do. And after that, once you pop out all the elements between each of the words, there should be a space. So this space was not inserted as a stack. So I'm just trying to insert this here. Okay. So I'd like to basically run this particular program. But before running this program, remember, I'm not using a for loop. I'm using a while loop. And I'm saying that I greater than or equal to 0. And in this particular portion, I is not decremented. So if I just try to run this particular code, it will end up into an infinite loop. So I'd like to decrement, and don't try to write this minus I, because this will not decrement the value of I. So we can write I equal to I minus 1. Okay, let's try to run this particular program and try to understand, is this giving me the required output or not? So begin with, data will contain the input, whatever you have. It's an empty string. I will be pointing to the last index. And then C will be the last character. The last character is R, which is perfect. It's not a space. Yes, R will be put into a stack. So you can consider this as a stack. Then E, then, okay, you can just observe one by one till you encounter a space, right? In the before this S, right? Okay. Now you can just observe this is present in the stack, and this is the topmost element of the stack. But now we encountered a space. When you encounter space, you need to pop out. Okay, we need to pop out from last to first. Okay, so when you try to pop out this with the help of a loop here, we'll try to pop out. And what happens? It popped out S and printed. You can just observe it popped out S, printed here. Same way, you can observe the next time IKANDER. And as we popping it out, you can observe the element is getting deleted from the list. Fine. Okay, after that, we are trying to print a space, and then we try to repeat this. You can just see with the second word, same way everything was inserted and you encountered a space, and then you start popping it out. Very good. Okay. But yes, it is printing a new line, which we take care of. After that, you can just observe the programming portion. Okay, it's also getting inserted. And after that, if I try to reach this P, I0, then C is P and P gets inserted. As of now, you can just observe the entire programming is inserted. Now P will also be inserted here. Okay. Right? But after that, what really happens is, remember the value of I is 0. Value of I is 0. If the value of I is 0, it just comes out of the loop. Okay, it just comes out of the loop. And that's the end of a program also, right? Now, the last word, which is there in the stack, but it is not printed. Okay, so we have to take care that once you reach the beginning, there is one word which is still left out in the stack, which you need to pop out and then keep printing it. That's one, right? And then between the words, it was by default printing a new line. I would like to say have a new line here. Okay, sorry. Don't have a new line, have a space here. Okay, right. Now, we need to repeat this particular loop outside the while. Okay, we just need to repeat this. This should be outside. This is for the last word, and this is for every other word. Okay, so let's try to run this particular program. And we already seen it was only like till here, we already seen everything working. So I'd like to set a breakpoint here. And once I set a breakpoint here, I'd like to say next. And by the time you reach here, you can just observe the first or last word and second last word. Okay, everything is printed. Only the last word, which is inserted into a stack, but I need to pop out. And this particular portion will take care of popping it out and then keep printing on the screen. So you can just keep observing that, yes, it is printing it. I'll try to say print till the end. And you can just observe everything is working perfectly fine. I'll be sharing this particular code snippet in the description section to a link. So you can always refer to that and understand this particular program, right? If you want to try out with any other data, we can try that out. We can read the input from the user. We can, okay, hard code the values, okay, whatever you want to get clear. Fine. I hope all the concepts are clear. Okay, if you want to give any suggestions and feedback, please put it in the comment section. Thank you.